alright, Chat is responsible for everything happening here in this video. I was kind of afraid that this video might be a little disgusting, or it could be like weird. Now chat is at fault. I I don't care. I make you responsible for everything. T. Okay, never mind. Let's hop on.
Hey Majors, so I'd like to start off with a little biology lesson. When a species finds itself living on
Hamburger. Rah. I mean, moo.
an island, it can start to evolve in strange ways based on the different pressures applied by the new environment. This is called island syndrome, and while it can manifest in a lot of ways, the biggest driving force is often a lack of predators. For example, the dodo lost its ability to fly since there was nothing to flee from. The saint killed a field mouse got twice as big since it no longer had to hide. And with no
Rat. Chad, we should get a dodo as a pet, right?
one around to bully them, the Sardinians started putting maggots in their cheese. Meat
What? Ew.
Casu martzu
Ew. Ew.
literal
Chad, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. That's so disgusting. Holy shit. Why? Ew. Holy. No.
translation, rotten cheese. It's made by taking a perfectly good wheel of pecorino and letting a special type of fly lay eggs in it. The fly babies then work to partially digest the cheese, rendering it goopy and wet and maybe quite tasty and worm-filled. Now, cheese as a concept is already quite suspect. It's clotted milk that you fill with bacteria and mold and let sit for a while. But cheese is safe and delicious. Cheese is my friend. I trust.
Yes, I trust cheese. We usually do like cheese. Cheese is nice, like mozzarella or any like cheese you can put on pasta and anything else. Every dish, or like at least every like salty dish, is it's a crazy upgrade if you put cheese on it. But not with fly eggs. Why would you do that? No.
Cheese. So my guard would be down around Casu martzu. I've learned to look past a cheese's childhood. Strange upbringings are what give them their character. But it turns out, those maggots are still alive. And if you don't chew well enough, they can cause enteric myiasis, which is a fancy term
That was such a mistake. Holy shit.
for fly larvae living in your intestines. Symptoms are similar to food poisoning, except with the added psychic pain of knowing that
Why would you eat? Why would you? Ew. Why would you eat that? Why would you eat that? Like, why? Why? I haven't eaten today, like since my salad at the one. Uh, uh, wow. I have planned to eat something after the stream. I don't want to eat anymore.
again, your bowels are full of squiggly new friends. It's for this reason that Casu martzu is banned in the EU and elsewhere.
Yes, good job. Banned in the EU. I hope it's also banned in Switzerland. This is not in the EU. Please be banned.
A black market still exists, which is
Holy
wild,
no.
and it's not a small one. In 2019, the illicit Casu martzu trade was estimated to be worth 2 to 3 million euros annually.
What? How does this work? Are they? What? Why is there a black market for living cheese? No.
Personally, I would just do it prohibition style, like definitely don't put these fly eggs on this sumptuous wheel of pecorino. But if
Yes, don't do that. That would be. They would be like destroying the cheese from the inside. That would be so bad. Haha. You.
you do, you absolutely shouldn't keep it warm and damp for a week. But although it's traditional to leave the larvae alive when you eat your mag and cheese, some consumers still prefer them dead, shockingly. In that case, one puts the cheese in a sealed bag, and when the maggots
No. Don't tell me it's like popcorn. Please Don't tell me they pulled a popcorn move. No. Don't do the popcorn, please. Please.
Run out of oxygen, they writhe around and fling themselves all over the place. This is heard as a distinct pitter-patter against the walls of the bag. And when the
No.
sound stops, the contents are ready to eat, like popcorn. Shark fin soup is one most
No. Why? That's some crazy word. No, 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 no. No. Why is there shark fin soup? No. No. Don't eat shark fin. We should never eat that.
of us have heard about already, mostly in reference to its effect on shark populations and the wastefulness that goes into making it. Until recently, though, I never looked into the nature of the dish itself. I figured, right, the fins are just the only part of the shark
So like,
worth eating. Big whoop, it's probably not much different from like swordfish. Apparently though, I had it backwards. Shark fins aren't even meat. They're made almost
huh?
entirely of cartilage and collagen. They are the
No. Why? Damn, I hate it so much. It's like I usually it's I also hate it like on chicken. Why would we want that? It's not even meat.
last part we should be eating. That's why it's only made into soup, because without
Soup.
being soaked in broth, it has zero flavor or nutritional value on its own. Their only redeeming quality is their unique mouthfeel due to how stringily the collagen grows, in structures called ceratotrichia. The texture has been described as somewhere between chewy and crunchy, which I find describes
Between joy and crunchy. That sounds. I mean, chewy doesn't sound too nice. Crunchy sounds kinda nice, depending on what we're
most
eating.
things, actually. Other adjectives present on Wikipedia include snappy, gelatinous, and sinewy.
And you f***ing lost me with this. You f***ing lost me with these terms. Nope, you definitely lost me on that.
The exact sensation of eating this substance remains a mystery to me, and the unintended side effect of all this research is that I now really want to try it. Like, it's a
No.
big trade. I've got to be the one that's wrong. There is imitation shark fin soup available, but I've already decided that it's not nearly as good. So I've come up with a compromise to this controversy. Everyone on Earth gets just one bite. Say there's 10 bites to a fin, 4 fins to a shark, 200 million sharks die, sure, a necessary casualty, but then we can
No. Poor sharks. But yeah, then no one ever gets to eat a shark again.
end the practice forever. All done. You can finally rest, Mr. Ming. Come here, baby.
What?
Aw. Ackee. What?
Who's that? Yes, not the sharks. Let's not eat sharks.
Ackee. Where? Ackee.
What is
The
that?
ackee is a fruit originally from West Africa, which is most commonly associated with Jamaican cuisine.
Wait, is this fruit that like tastes or smells disgustingly that you need to throw up, but it's actually edible? What was it? This one?
Where it appears in such dishes as ackee and saltfish. These alien kidneys here are called the arils, and they're the only part of the fruit that's actually eaten. The flavor is on the savory side, being described as kinda nutty or bean-like. What makes
Nutty. Don't bring me food that is on the nutty side, for real.
the ackee controversial, though, is the effects it can cause when prepared improperly. If the arils are allowed to completely ripen, they're harmless, but if you eat them too
Oh, it's like puffer fish. If you do it right, you do you. If you do it wrong, it's just like dead. And not even nuts. And nope. Nüsse sind gesund. No.
early, or don't thoroughly clean off all the non-aril stuff, they can cause Jamaican vomiting sickness. This disease
Ew.
doesn't sound real, it sounds like it belongs next to Eastern sweats and Tangerian bone grindings, but that's
All right, like people need to get creative with sickness names, right?
actually an official term, and as for symptoms, it does what it says on the tin. Plus maybe death. While ackee-based
Oh,
products aren't
yeah, it's as long as it's only death, that's alright.
outright illegal in the United States, they are very tightly regulated, and the raw fruit itself cannot be imported. So if you're American and want to try it, your options are fully cooked canned ackee or going to Florida where a few people grow it domestically. Next we have bird's nest soup. This is another one that I've vaguely heard of, and for years I just assumed
Bird's nest soup. Isn't this something you can get in some Chinese or at least Asian restaurants? I feel like I've already heard bird's nest soup once in my life. Am I wrong with that?
Assumed the name was a playful metaphor like ants on a log or shit on a shingle. Turns out,
What the
nope,
hell?
this dish contains an actual bird nest.
Huh? Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. I just felt I've heard it already from the name, but I've never seen or heard of a soup with like actual bird nest in it.
Not like a pile of twigs like I was picturing, but rather a specific type of nest only made by certain species of swiftlets. These nests are mostly
Swiftlets.
made out of mucins, which are a set of proteins that, among
Wait, bird spit? Oh, wait, is this bird spit? The birds be like, let me cook. Golden Ramsay.
other things, serve to thicken all those wonderful secretions our bodies make. There's a little bit in human saliva, a little bit more in mucus, and in swiftlet saliva, look out, pal. So all the swiftlet does is it finds a nice wall, starts blowing out fat strings of slobber, which dry, and eventually she's got a nice place to roost. That is, right up until some gourmand says, today I crave bird spit.
Yes! Literally, how came that like humanity tried something like this? Holy no! Nice bird spit.
You can keep the eggs though. And they then reconstitute it back into its original
Ew.
gelatinous texture. Unfortunately, these
Ew.
nests can't enter the US since, believe it or not, eating bird saliva is a great way to catch bird flu. And now the time has come to speak of the ortolan. The
Wait, we're not done yet. Why? Dad? Why?
ortolan is a kind of bunting, which is a sort of passerine, which is a type of bird. They're birds, like many animals.
A bird again. Uh, I've had enough from bird spit. I don't need to have more bird stuff in here.
They have a long history of being eaten by the French, but what separates the
Shirts of friends. Grrr, friends. Evil.
ortolan from your average squab or pheasant is the unique way in which it is prepared and eaten. They're typically caught with nets and kept in the dark, which causes them to overeat for some reason. Once it's about twice as fat,
Holy
the
shit.
entire bird is then thrown into a
What?
container of brandy, alive, and sealed in. While this serves to marinate the
What?
creature, it also drowns in the process, thereby killing one bird with no stones. The ortolan is then roasted, plucked, and presented whole to the consumer, who inserts the carcass into their mouth, feet first. As they chew, one hand continues holding the bird's head, while the other picks out the larger bones. This whole ritual is usually performed with a towel or large napkin over one's head. There's a few explanations.
That that's some cult type shit. Real. Look at that. This doesn't look real. Straight up from KFC. Holy. Why are people weird? Chad, why?
For the purpose of the towel. Some say it's just there to keep the aromas in, while others say it's there to, quote, shield from God's eyes the shame of such a decadent and disgraceful act. Yeah, this one I'm okay
Yeah,
with
you
not trying,
should.
actually. Notable fans of this dish include, not joking, Bill Cosby and the guy who invented the lobotomy. To be part of
Oh, alright. Interesting side fact, I guess.
that social club. Our mission is to eat birds whole and then make people not remember things. Killing ortolans was banned across the EU in 2007, not for any ethical reason, but because French people did this so much that the entire ortolan population was threatened. Thankfully, as of 2018,
Grrr, the friends. Evil.
their conservation status is under least concern, so hopefully the French can get back to it soon. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
I I don't know what to say. I am disgusted in need of a case. I am disgusted. I am slightly terrified. And humans are some really weird creatures. Holy.